Hello everyone, my name is Johnny and today we're going to be talking about how to make digital illustrations in Photoshop. Let's get started. To begin, you're going to need the following items: your sketch, your pen, eraser, and marker in case you haven't made the sketch already, any kind of drawing tablet, and a scanner, and preferably a computer with Photoshop. Next, use a black marker to go over your sketch. This will create a clean outline that will be sent to the scanner later. Once that's done, use your eraser to get rid of any pencil marks you made to make a really clean sketch. Now your sketch is ready to be sent to the scanner. Pop it in there really quick, and from here on we'll be working exclusively in your computer. Open whatever program operates your scanner and then begin scanning the sketch. Once the scan is complete, be sure to rename it to something that's easy to remember and then drag it into Photoshop to begin working. Immediately save your file as a Photoshop document or .psd, then double-click your background layer, press OK, and then turn down the opacity to around 70%. Create a new layer and then rename it Outlines. This layer will essentially be the skeleton of the illustration. Using the brush tool, begin outlining your drawing. I recommend using a hardness of 85 to 90, the color is your choice. However, I would recommend using an off black. Now if you notice, our drawing is a little bit asymmetrical. We're going to use a little bit of Photoshop magic to fix that. Use the rectangular marquee tool to select the portion that you want to be mirrored. Hold Option and drag it away to quickly make a copy, and then go under Edit, Transform, and then flip horizontally. This is a very quick way to create symmetrical objects. Using a vertical guideline will definitely help. Continue using this technique to fix any asymmetrical objects that you have. Also, thanks to Photoshop, we can add some things that weren't in the original drawing. Finally, we're at the stage where we can start coloring the illustration. To begin, open up a new layer and rename it Color followed by whichever segment you're coloring, and repeat this for every segment you're going to color. Next, we're going to be using the Magic Wand tool and the Paint Bucket tool. Use your Magic Wand tool to select which segment you're going to color, and then use the Paint Bucket tool to fill that area with color. Repeat this with every color layer you intend to fill. If you notice, there are white gaps between the outlines and the color. Simply use your paintbrush tool to fill those up. Now if you aren't satisfied with this color, there's a tool you can use to modify the colors at any time you wish. On the top bar, go to Image, Adjustments, and then Hue and Saturation. From here you can adjust the hue, saturation, and lightness, effectively adjusting any color of any layer you've already created. You can do this at any time. For the final step, we'll be adding shadow and highlights. To start off, you want to make a new layer called Light Direction, and simply make arrows where you think the light will be shining from, to effectively give yourself a guide to where the lights and shadows will be. Just like the color step, we're going to be adding new layers, but this time they're called Shadow and Highlights, and then followed by whichever segments you're going to be coloring. These layers are different, however. For the shadow layers, you're going to be wanting to put the blending mode to multiply, and for the highlighting layers, you're going to be wanting to set those to screen. For these layers, you're going to be working only with black and white. For the layers with multiply, you want to use a lighter gray. And for the screen layers, you're going to be wanting to use a darker gray. With help from your light direction, you should be able to discern where you want your shadows and where you want your highlights to be. Once that's done, you can go back and add more details that you missed earlier, or readjust some colors that you weren't satisfied with. The great thing about Photoshop is that there are tools that will always help you go back to readjust things that you weren't satisfied with. Once you're done with the details, you're all done. Now save it as a JPEG file and look at the difference between when you started and where you've ended. Thanks so much for watching. Now if you'd like to see more stuff that I've done, go to my portfolio site, jrjrdesign.com. I have a lot more stuff in store for you there.